Hi, Umali. You're on camera. Are you on camera? This is my rock. Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Jake here from GD Honey Acres. As you can see in that previous video, I have done some stuff in the ground here. What I have done is I have taken the tiller attachment on the skid steer that you've seen in previous videos that have been with this channel for a while. I've been on here for a few years and have about, what is it, I think it's an 8-foot tiller? 6-foot tiller from Wolverine for my skid steer. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to cheat today since I got to go from the corner of my stoop all the way out that way, which is a long freaking way. Long freaking way. So I took the skid steer, as you can see, started right here, went all the way down there. Had to go kind of like jog around a tree a little bit. It shouldn't be enough. That's going to mess with my piping. And right here is where my French drain portion is going to go. And then it's going to go into a solid pipe after it connects to the Y off that downspout right in there. So I'll have to dig that whole area out over here with a shovel and connect it and keep going. One thing I did not expect is that my bees would show up and be going down into this drain system that I put in right here and collecting moisture out of there. So that's interesting, but you know, whatever it is, what it is. It's kind of neat. They're getting water that way, I guess. And I went and checked on my chicken water that I had for them, and let's just say I need to get new chicken water. After 5 years of sitting outside, it finally broke with the last blizzard we had, it seems like. Oh well, they're not too expensive. 5 years, 20 bucks. I think it did its job, did its purpose. Well, I cheated and used a skid steer. I don't know how far down I actually got. There's if I make a few passes with a skid steer, I know when I am tilling for a garden, I can get about 1.5 feet deep. So, guess it's time to dig this rest of this out with the shovel. See how deep I went. Hopefully I went deep enough to make this real easy because I've been having a lot of back pain lately, but we'll see how it goes. Definitely made it real fine. Go all the way this way to concrete. All right, I made it to the corner of the house, and let me see here. Got my watch going. In about 50 minutes. That probably would have taken 3 times as long as if I didn't go through with a tiller first. Only thing is, digging down, I found what I hope is a water line right there. It's just a solid metal pipe that goes out, but it's not quite parallel with the yard hydrant. So I'm not quite for certain, but it's not in line with the propane line coming to the house either. So the only thing I think of is it's water. Luckily, it's right on the same level where all the first layer of rock will be that the perforated pipe of the French drain will be sitting on top of, so that ain't gonna mess with me at all. So I gotta dig a line going from that corner of the house, that gutter, that downspout to here, and then dig all this out so I have a place to work, connect the Y pipe, and then just keep going. I don't know how far I'll get today, but at least the ground is tilled up and loosened up, so I'm gonna keep going. Starting off with moving this direction. I'm just gonna dig a big old area right here so I have a place to work. Which is gonna suck because I know there's rock and other junk right here. And a dog that thinks she needs to help me, which is fine. Hi, Umali. You're on camera. Are you on camera? This is my rock. Well, I'm gonna get back to work. All right, so since I was running out of daylight, I got maybe an hour or so. Let me look here. I got about an hour left of daylight. I wanted to get to the point of my pop-up emitter, which is gonna be right near that tree. I got my shovel at the end there. I decided to cheat and I went and grabbed my skid steer. Made it so much faster. What took probably would have been another hour with a shovel to about, I'd say, 10 minutes with the skid steer, then coming through with the shovel and just kind of cleaning it out and making sure I've got a slope going that way. What's nice is after about this hump here of dirt, the ground naturally slopes away from my house. So as long as I stay about a level depth going that way, it stays sloped, which is nice, which is kind of why I'm not going all the way out to my road anymore. I decided, you know what, since the yard slopes naturally that direction, I'm out about 50 feet, 60 feet away from the house right there. That should be more than plenty to get the water away from the house, to keep it away from the house. So that's where I'm going to put that pop-up emitter. That'll still provide me enough of an angle coming off of the other side of the house once I do a French drain on the other side and bury a connection line to over here. It'll probably come straight off the corner and connect right in this area behind me on another Y to go out to that pop-up emitter. So I'll have both sides of the house with a French drain and buried downspouts, so I don't got to worry about running them over with the lawnmower anymore. And any of that water that gets stuck because the dirt going towards the house will now be picked up by that French drain and brought away from the house. So I think this is going to be the end of my part 2 of my French drain project. This is not for the faint of heart. This is not for weak hands or a weak back. If you have a skid steer, awesome. You could do quite a bit of work with it, but you still got to get in with a shovel. If you could rent an excavator, that'll be awesome for you because you can do this real fast. You're still going to have to get in with a shovel. But if you don't know where any of your underground stuff is, make sure you call the Digger hotline, D-I-G-G-E-R hotline. At least for Nebraska, I think it's 511, or you can get online and fill the forms out there. That's pretty easy. That's what I'm gonna have to do before I dig that way on that side of the house, because I don't know where my fiber's buried over here anymore. There used to be like a small trench that you could see where they buried it. Can't see that anymore. So I don't want to cut that because that'd be extremely expensive. So if I can get them to mark where that is, it'd be great for me. That way I can dig appropriately and not cut my fiber optic and have to pay a few $1,000s to have them come out and fix it, because I don't have a few $1,000s. That's why I'm doing all this myself. I can't pay anyone else to do it. So I'm out here doing it myself. Well, this is hard work, but it's going to pay off in the long run to keep moisture out away from my foundation. And it would be nice if my dog Uma would stop kicking dirt back in and filling up my trench. Uma Lee, come here, baby. She's a goober face. I love her though. She's not even a year old yet. Coming up pretty soon. She's a mix between a lab and a Springer Spaniel. Does that make any sense? Yeah. Springer Spaniel. She's a mix between a golden retriever and a Springer Spaniel. So she's a golden Springer or a spangled retriever, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in to part 2 of digging this trench away from the house, getting through this hump here, which was taking water towards the house so I can lay in my pipe to get all the water away from the house with the French drain attached. So any of that rainwater that comes off and goes towards the house, it'll pull it right away. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you're doing well whenever you are, wherever you are. I love you guys. Pray for you. Pray for me. Pray for your families. You pray for mine. I would appreciate it. I pray you're doing well wherever you are, whenever you are. And God's watching over you. Love you guys. Peace out. Bye. Hey, Guinevere. It's my Jack Russell.